Hey, how's it going everyone? This is OddJob here. In today's video, we're going to be doing some speculating. This is my favorite type of video because we get to speculate on what CIG is intending to do for this particular event. So this email came out earlier today in which all Concierge members are invited to go to a gala on August 24th in Frankfurt, Germany. Now, I'm in the United States, so I'm definitely out on this, but tickets do go on sale on April 12th on a first come, first served basis. Now, when these large events happen, we expect to have a huge announcement. Either it's going to be something in terms of fundraising, or it could be potentially a Squadron 42 announcement. Those are the two that I think I'm going to speculate on because I think they have the best chance of happening. So this is something that's going to be super interesting. It's 5 months away. So let's go ahead and try to speculate on what it might be. I would love to hear your opinions on this because it could possibly be anything. The only thing that we know is that it's going to come from Aegis Dynamics. Most likely what I would speculate on is it's some sort of concept ship, a capital ship of some sort, because if it was anything that was small like a fighter or anything like that, they would just send it out to the entire community rather than just sending it to concierge members. So let's go ahead and try to tackle the first one, which is a fundraising event that's focused in on Aegis Dynamics. Now, before we go into the speculation, let's take a look at the ships that Aegis Dynamics currently has. So we have the entire Avengers line, the Gladius, and the Saber. So these are all fighters, either light, medium, or heavy fighters, but there are definitely a lot of fighters that's coming from Aegis Dynamics. It almost makes up for half its fleet. Below that is kind of the multi-role ships, which is the Vanguard series. It could be a bomber, a dropship, interdiction, or a heavy fighter. So there's definitely a lot of capabilities within the Vanguard series. We have the Redeemer that's going to be reconcepted. I think it's going to be a gunship now, or that's what CIG tells us. So that could be something very interesting. I really doubt it's related to this because, again, I don't think a reconcept Redeemer would qualify for something of this size. Moving on down the list, we have two bombers. And then finally, we get into the big boys, the big cap ships, or the large ships in case of the Hammerhead. But the Hammerhead, the Idris, and the Javelin definitely makes up some really heavy ships inside the Star Citizen universe. And then finally, we have the Odd Ducks, which is the non-battleships, which is the Vulcan, which is a medium repair and refuel, and the Reclaimer, which is heavy salvage. So those are the odd ducks because primarily Aegis Dynamics concentrates on military ships. So an easy educated guess will be that it's a military capital ship. But if we look at the chart here, in terms of size and also the type of ships that Aegis makes, they kind of run the entire spectrum already. So they have small light fighters, they have medium ships, they have corvettes, up to frigates, and even the large destroyer. So the only thing that we're missing could be a carrier, but we already kind of have two carriers. One of them in the Idris and the other one in the Kraken. Do we need another carrier inside the Star Citizen universe? It would be interesting, and I'm sure it would be excited because it's a military ship. And anytime there's a new military ship, the community generally responds really well. Now, there is also an outside chance that it could be a commercial or industrial ship. We do have the Aegis Reclaimer and we do have a Vulcan. The Vulcan right now kind of stands as the odd duck because in terms of fleet composition, I don't think the Vulcan is a long-range ship, which means that if it's going to be traveling with a large fleet, especially something with a Javelin, I think it actually needs to be on a ship. Now, that could be the Bengal, but that's from RSI. So could there possibly be a support ship that can actually carry the Vulcan, maybe have some sort of synergy with the Reclaimer? I think that would be pretty cool because we could use some more capital ships that focus more on the industrial or the commercial side. Right now we have the Pioneer, which came out in 2017. But that's a very niche capital ship because that's only really there to build outposts. That could be a huge roleplay or gameplay element in the future, but I feel like that is probably really far out. If we can get something, that concentrates on salvage, mining, repair, a real capital support ship, that would be something that would be super interesting to me and maybe a lot of other people. There is also an outside chance that Aegis might be doing some sort of truck stop, rest stop, or maybe some sort of trading outpost for the up and coming Banu merchantmen, because we know that in the early fundraising periods they talked about users being able to manage truck stops. So if they actually iterated on that and decided to make that into a ship or maybe some sort of outpost that's stationary, that could still be really cool cool. I think a lot of people would be really interested in that. I know I would be super interested in that. Running an outpost like a Deep Space Nine, that just sounds super cool. Right now in the Star Citizen universe, we do have a wide variety of capital ships, from the Pioneer, which is going to be an outpost builder, an 890 Jump, which is going to be a mega yacht. We also have the Endeavor, which is a science ship, the Hull E, which is a mega hauling ship, and then we have, of course, all of the military ships. We have the Orion, which is mining. So we have a lot of different ships. The only thing that I feel like we're missing is maybe a manufacturing capital ship. We can also see a super carrier, but I feel like the Bango kind of already takes care of that. We could potentially see a merchant ship that could actually compete with the Banu Merchantman, and that particular ship isn't actually even human made, so that could be a possibility, but I feel like that's a real stretch for Aegis Dynamics because they don't seem to have a history in that. I feel like it's going to dive deeply into lore of their military, or maybe something with the Reclaimer or the Vulcan, but I think that's an outside chance. They can definitely go a lot of different ways with this, but my vote goes to a truck stop or some sort of trading outpost. I think that would be super cool. Now let's go ahead and talk about the second possibility, which is that it's going to be a Squadron 42 focused event, in which case we might see like limited edition skins for Squadron 42 ships. Maybe they're doing something special with the Javelin, like unveiling gameplay for the Javelin. That would definitely get the community excited. Plus, you know, with Concierge members, they're the ones that back that type of ship anyway, so having them there, having them hyped, would definitely be good PR material for Squadron 42, which is scheduled to go into beta in 2020. Although I think August might be a little bit too early for that, but maybe they're concentrating specifically on fundraising for Squadron 42. I mean, if you look at 2019 right now, we've had a lot of concept ships go on sale back to back to back. So we had the Argo, and then we had the Fortuna stuff, and now we have the Corsairs. Really, once the first concept ship went on sale in 2019, we've had something to buy almost each and every month, and it looks like it can continue that way because with the major patch going out, there could be a big sale on all ships because the new flight model came out, so other people want to try other ships. They were going to be interested in purchasing other ships, maybe melting down their older ships and then buying newer ships. So there's definitely a lot of interesting things that's going on in 2019. So if you're a Star Citizen fan, there's definitely going to be a lot to talk about. Those are my speculations on this. I would love to hear your opinions on what you think it might be for this particular event. It's still 5 months out, but it's kind of fun to speculate. That's all I have for this video. It was kind of fun just talking about this. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this type of content, please subscribe to the channel as we will be covering all things Star Citizen. If you have any questions or recommendations, please leave it in the comments below. We greatly appreciate new subscribers as this will allow us to create more content in the future. That's all I have. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.